We're here at GoToMath.com, working some algebra, and we're simplifying radical expressions. We're going to be looking at 8.1. 8.1. So we have three roots of something, 1/4. Yeah, that's what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, like we've done previously, and break this up. And I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and get this out of radical form. And that is not a half. That is a third there. And then of course we've got 4 raised to the 1/3 power. You're probably like, well, there's nothing we can do here. But guess again. So 1 raised to the 3rd power is just 1 over. Now I'm going to rewrite this this 4 here. I'm going to write it as 2 squared raised to the 3rd power. Okay. And what do we got? Well, then we multiply, right? Multiply our exponents here, and so we're going to end up with 1 over 2 to the 2/3. Okay. What do we do next? Well, we need to get rid of, we need to get a 1 here. We need to get a 1. That's what we need. So we have 2 to the 2/3. So in order to get 2 raised to the 1st power, multiply it by 2 to the 1/3. Because 2/3 plus 1/3 is 1. But if we do that in the denominator, we must also do that up here in the numerator. So we're going to end up with 1 times 2 to the 1/3 over 2. Excuse me. Over 2. And then I'm going to get this back into radical form, so we have 3 roots of 2 over 2. Wow, who would have known? All right. Let's take a look at another one here. So we got 3 roots of 64 over 63, let's say. So I'm going to break this up as to 64, 3 roots of 64 over 3 roots of 63. Okay. And what are we going to do now? I'm sitting here looking at this thinking, what do I do now? Okay, so 3 roots of 64, that's the same thing as saying 64 is the same thing as saying 4 to the 3rd power. And we'll get this out of radical and whoops. That's why you can see this. Rational exponent. So 3 times a 3rd is 1. So the top part up here is just going to end up being 4. But we got to get rid of this radical down here. That's pretty important. All right, we got to do something with this thing. Now, if we were to break 63 down, and let's do that. Let's break 63 down. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is 3 going to 63? Yeah. 3 times 21, right? 3 times 21. But then that can be actually written as 3 times 3 times 7. Right? But the question is there a perfect cube in here? And there's not. Notice there's not a perfect cube in here. If there was another 3 right here, then we could break this down further, but we can't. So we're going to do this. Alright, we're writing 4 over and I'm going to write it like this: 63 raised to the 1/3 power times 63 raised to the what? 2/3 power, right? This will have to be 2/3, because 1/3 times 2/3, or 1/3 plus 2/3 is 1, and of course we got to write it up here in the denominator also. Alright, so now we're going to be left with 4 over 63 times 63 to the 2/3. But now the question is, can we reduce this down any? That's the question. And we can actually rewrite this as 4 times 3 roots of 63 squared over 63. Alright, 63 squared is a pretty big number, right? So let's do this. Now remember, 63 is equal to 3 times 3 times 7. So if I had 3 times 3 times 7, now that's one of the 63s, there's going to be two of them, times 3 times 3 times 7. So you see there's two of them now. So 3 times 3 times 7 times 3 times 3 times 7 would be 60.